Hey, what is up everyone? It's the guy here and welcome to episode 2 of my hardcore TerraFirmaRescue series. Get back out of the water and get started immediately because I've wasted half the day trying to get things set up. The first thing is that I've learned quite a few things from last episode. Let me get a drink of water here. And that's that, the first episode was very long. I'm more used to either streaming for games or for the videos that I do create these days. They're usually my podcast, and I don't watch time too much on that. I do have some sort of guide laid out, but usually I just let it run however long it needs to go. But so I realized that that's not going to work here. I need to be a little more planned out. So that's what I'll need to be wary of going forward. That's a lot of wood. So what I'm doing right now is just going to chop down a few trees because we're sorely missing that, and we're going to build a house out of these. But in the meantime, I also did try to fix the issue of the frame drops. Unfortunately, I allocated more RAM to Minecraft, the most that CurseForge will let me. It's still there, and I also did try to decrease some of the visual quality, but I don't want to drop the quality too much anymore, otherwise it'll just be not a great experience. So bear with me in here as I'm working with a laptop. Not a weak laptop by any means, but it's still just a laptop versus dedicated PC setup, so the quality may or may not be as great as some of the tutorials out there or other videos out there. But nonetheless, we'll roll with it. We will roll with it. So let me check off some of the quests. I know I got this here. Couldn't complete it with the other type of wood. Do I have a fire starter? Yes, I do. Okay, let me get that. And now a lot of things here. I did not... I don't have the clay version of these, so that's going to be unfortunate. I'll have to remake it if I want to complete that quest. But anyways, I'm thinking that the house could... this will probably be the farming area right here until I get a proper metal bucket to be able to transfer water. No water is going to be able to move around, so I'm going to have to stick with this water resource, and it doesn't look like there's any water in any of the areas around here. So what I'm going to do is maybe build a house sort of into the mountain here. I will need to make a pick for that, or actually this side looks better, and that would give me room to expand out onto the plains over here. So maybe a house here. That'll probably be ideal. And what I'll do is that's not actually plains, huh? It looks like there's a lava pool there, so all the trees are burning. That's gonna be bad for frames. But I could build a house here, and I can expand out here for a sort of industrial factory area where I'll build out all the machines and whatever later on. And here can just be farming for now. So let me show you what you can do with wood now that I have proper wood. What you can do is shift right click here, and you get a log pile. Then you can just toss in 16 of them right there. So that'll be able to hold off the wood here for now. What I'll do is I'll collect some wood, and I'll go into creative and design a house out of acacia wood and chert stone. I'll design what I want from here, and I'll show you guys what it will look like. So I'll cut right to it. One improvement I did want to point out while I'm building out this house and seeing how things work is that I messed around with the OBS settings, and I found a way to make it so that the resolution was going to match the 1920 by 1080 that I was going to upload with, because the screen resolution of my laptop is kind of unique, I think. So it wasn't just using that sort of raw screen resolution wasn't going to work. So I had to mess around with settings there a little bit. But that's just one improvement that I made to just make the video quality a little better. If you noticed in my previous video, there's a few bits of video that's sort of just cut off on the side, which I know it's not great, so improvements there. But yeah, those are just some things that I'm learning as I'm making these episodes and getting used to how to make these videos rather than the ones I'm used to. So, but anyways, hopefully you enjoy as I build out and show you the final design before I start actually making it in survival. Alright, so here is a rough idea of what my house will look like. I'm actually going to be using, if I switch over here, this is sycamore, and oddly enough that's what the plank is from the from those Havia, that's the name. So these logs, the ones that were sort of useless and were kind of bad, for some reason these logs produce sycamore planks. These things, when you saw them down into a lumber. So sycamore lumber, so that's why I'm using this to build the walls, because building with acacia is just too red for the walls. I made the floors and the door out of acacia it looks more like a floor. It's got some good accents, and the roof especially, I like this design, and it fits well with the chert bricks for this chimney, which I will use for the fire pit to cook food. So that'll be important. I'll place that here. Didn't place that here right now, but this is the rough design I will use, and that I'll go with. I might replace some of the glass with just planks if I want to maybe make like a wood shed over here, extend out this as like a slab for a little cover here, or maybe if I decide that I'll put the industrial area over here, I might put a door in here instead of having these double doors all the way over here. But this is the rough guide that I'll go with. So let's build this in survival. Alrighty, back here in the survival world, I'm going to first see if I can get some of these quests done with the ceramic now being unlocked. Let's see if that works here. Yeah, so got that. It picked up the clay. Oh, clay. It did the clay one for some reason. This is a pick mold though, so I'm wondering why it didn't pick this up. Okay. Looks like I don't have to redo it. If I pick up this pro pick mold, that's not one of them. Where's the saw mold? I'll just put this down here. It looks like the quest might be taking into account the fact that if we get the ceramic one, we've already gotten the clay one. Nice! Okay, so in that case, I think we'll be saved. Although, it doesn't look like with the ceramic jug that's the case. Let me drink out of this to see if it detects it. Nope. So, ceramic jugs, unfortunately. Ceramic clay vessels and jugs, but that's no biggie because I'll probably need one anyways as a second jug just to carry around water, and I'll definitely need more of those, so that's perfectly fine. I was scared we had to make duplicates there, but that's fine here. Let me pick up some of these because I think I remember we had some metals somewhere. Yeah, we got some food stored here. There's native copper. Right, so unfortunately I don't think there was cassiterite anywhere. That would be tin ore, and we'll need that to make bronze. I kind of don't want to use copper to make anything here just yet. Oh yeah, I also forgot that I turned off a lot of these waypoints, so I might need to check in here. But I don't see any cassiterite. If there were sphalerite and bismuth, that would also work for bismuth bronze. Also gold and silver. So there is silver. I don't see any gold, but I might have remembered we had some somewhere. I'll have to take a look elsewhere to see if we have that, because there is tetrahedrite here, and so that means this is poor native silver. So we do have silver. If I can find gold, we could make some black bronze. Yeah, so black bronze is here, and of course I've memorized this by now, but black bronze is gold, copper, and silver. So silver is here, check. Copper is here, check. We just need to find gold, which I believe was around here somewhere. I know that chert is, since it's a sedimentary rock, it has quite a few of the resources here. So we can definitely go off of that. Let me check off the torch quest, move on. Charcoal will come a little later. I actually want to build a coke oven before that. But let me, just to get this quest done, make one of you and make one of you right here. Get this checked off. Very nice. So metals, that's just to check off. So here we'll need to make a saw. It says copper saw, but you can actually use any saw here, and by the rotating slideshow of pickaxes and all those tools, any metal will work here. Which is why I don't really want to waste copper in the early stages, and I want to make bronze immediately, since you can sort of jump straight into bronze. But that's something I'll have to do later. Nighttime is approaching, so there's not much I'll be doing here, but unless there's something that neat that happens, let me just light up this area here so that monsters don't spawn. I'll have to go search for... I'll have to go be cutting down some trees, and I'll actually want to save some of these because we'll need those planks for the walls. But anyways, I'll come back when there's something important happening, but in the meantime... oh, one more thing I do want to show before I go off. So these are primitive torches. I might not have shown earlier. If I did, well, this is just a refresher for this episode, but notice how here it says 27 hours remaining. Each of these torches have 48 hours, or 2 in-game days before they burn out. So if I place one of these here, notice that it says 48 hours remaining. And here, what you do is if you right-click a torch, you will extinguish it. And if you right-click it with a primitive torch in hand, you will relight it and it'll restart its counter. So let me just munch on this onion to finish this off. But yeah, that'll be it for tonight. I will go look for some ores, so either gold, tin, which is cassiterite, or sphalerite, which is zinc. Either of those will make either normal bronze, bismuth bronze, or black bronze. I just want to jump the stages to make a better tool right off the bat and not waste any of our early copper. And of course, I'll be cutting down as many trees as I can, deforesting that area back there to build our house. But until then, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Oh, and one more thing I do want to show you guys. The stone that you use to nap the rocks actually matter with the durability and yeah, just mostly the durability of these tools. Notice here on the right side, or the left side actually, this was made from basalt rock. Basalt is an igneous rock, and igneous rocks are generally harder. So this axe has 71 durability points. Here is one I napped from chert, just out of habit as I was making more axes for the night. And you'll notice that it has 51, so be careful. If you do have harder rocks, use those for your stone tools. It'll last longer. That's just one tip there. And another thing I'll talk about that I read up on since last episode was the damage types. So in TerraFirmaCraft, the base mod for the early game stuff here, there are 3 different types of damage. There is slashing, and there is piercing, and there's also crushing, which is dealt by hammers and maces. I don't have any of those yet, as I have no need for that right now. And then the rest of these just deal generic damage. Armor has protection against specific types. If I search for, let's say, chest plate, and come up with this. Actually, I don't think it's here. Maybe I need a finished one. Yeah, there we go. See, it protects differently for each type of damage type. and mobs are weak to certain damage types. So, for example, skeletons are weak to crushing. So if you see a skeleton, you'll need to use a hammer against them because they are completely immune to piercing, which sort of makes sense. If you sort of stab a skeleton, it just goes right through. And slashing, they are not weak against. With zombies, they are weak against slashing. So you'll want to use that against zombies. Yeah, I don't remember what spiders were. I believe they were not immune to, or not weak to any of those types. So either of those work. Creepers are weak to piercing, I believe, but all of those you can check on the TFC wiki for more accurate details. So that's just what I remember off the top of my head, but the most important ones, zombies slashing and skeletons crushing. It's immune to piercing. So if you throw or use a knife or throw a javelin, they will not take any damage. So keep that in mind. Oh, and here we found some spring water or hot water. Let me make a way up from here. So one interesting thing about this hot spring water, is that if you step into it, it'll actually start healing you a bit faster. If you notice down the bottom left over here, my health bar is increasing a bit faster. So that's something really neat about this water here. So it's nice to have that around here. Let me actually mark that down as hot spring water. I'll just save that as a waypoint so that I'll know where to heal up fast, because I don't want to die. But I'll continue looking for some ores. I really want to get bronze, skip the copper and go straight to bronze, although it's not looking likely. I haven't found any of the ores that I would like. I might need to head back over to the other areas. Oh, and here we found some coal, which normally I would not be a fan of, but coal here is actually pretty useful because charcoal is important for making iron, and you can use this in as an earlier fuel source instead of wasting charcoal, precious charcoal there. So nice here. Let me mark this down as bit coal. So that's a good thing here. I'll need to come back to this and mine it out once I get a pickaxe and finally start with the entire process of all those different metals. Oh, hey, look, we got some cassiterite here, so that's good. That'll be nice cassiterite for some of those early tools, which is all I need for now. But let me just pop those in my inventory and not do that. Forgot the axe that does that. But let me collect those and head back because it's going to be nighttime very soon. Alrighty, we're back. I should probably mark this as the home. But since I'm building the house here, this should probably be marked as the home. But we are back. So I guess we could start by firing up the pit kiln to fire up this clay, and also to melt down some of these metal to get some bronze going. It totally escaped me for a second. Okay, so I'll need to find a way to clear out this inventory a little bit. So with bronze, I can check in NEI. Not enough items here for how much of each ratio I need for this bronze. Here we go. So basically I need 9 pieces or 90 copper and 10 units of tin. And each of these nuggets are 10 units. So one of these and 9 of the coppers will get me there. So I want to have 3 because I want to fill up the pick, the saw, and the pro pick. Which means I will need I need 27 of the other pieces. I have 16 here, so I'll need 11 more. There we go. And actually, I should probably get 2 pit kilns going, since one of the quests here is a gold pan, which is made from a ceramic bowl, and that can be used for when we're cooking or whatnot. So I'll just make a ceramic bowl. So I have to cut out all of these here. Might have messed up. Yep, I did, but luckily I didn't make a valid recipe yet. So cut out the top 3 layers, then the bottom 2 corners, and right here we get 2 clay bowls, which place one here, and if I maybe use up this stone shovel, there we go. That frees up inventory space, so I can just use up this straw, and I believe I had straw somewhere else. Now I have to use the acacia because that's plentiful. And I'll have to make sure none of this catches fire too. So let me place these a little further away. That should be out of the way there. There we go. So take this out, 3 pieces there. That makes it 24. I'm missing 3 pieces, so I'll need to go find that. But notice in the mini-map that no more monsters are spawning here. So TFC, now that I've stayed here long enough, I should be decently safe for the evening. I do need some food though, so I'll just munch on that real quick. But that's a benefit of once you've stayed at someplace a long time, you'll be pretty safe, which is really nice here for this Let's Play, obviously. There we go, 3 more units. So that should be 27 plus that, which will make 300 units. 1 ingot. Let's get this. Oh, nope. They did not like that. What was that about? Oh, okay, yeah, I forgot that I can't make it right adjacent to another pit kiln. That's the wrong dirt. Uh-oh. Let me go to use here. Right, so don't do that. If you have a pit kiln right here, it will not accept that pit kiln. Totally forgot. So let's place these down. This here. This here. Luckily none of them went into the fire. That would have been pretty annoying. And now that's done, so whatever, but let's get this going. And wait for the morning to come. Or once this this pit kiln is done, I can show you about the metal pouring and making metal tools. Alright, the pit kiln is done, so if we take a look in here, there is that vessel, and if we take a look at this, notice that now it says bronze, 300 units. So if we right click in here, it's a place for you to put in one of these molds, or the normal ingot mold. Let me check around before I start pouring, so let's just pour some of this in here. You just pour this, take one of these, put it in here, and 100 units will fill this up, and you can just crack that open in your inventory by just putting it in. I'll show you, and you'll get the tool head. So this is how you make your first metal tools. You have to make the molds, fire them up to make the ceramic versions, and then once you have that, now you have this freed up for your inventory space. And you take this, put it in inventory, bam. Now you have your metal tool heads. And of course, how you make the tools, simply put them with a stick. Bam, there we go. So now you finally have your pickaxe, your saw, and your prospector's pick. Pickaxe and saw definitely are the most important. Pickaxe, if you have copper nearby or metals nearby to further make other metal tools. Saw is for making all the other important bits and pieces. So there's actually several ways to make the crafting table, which you probably are wondering how to make, since we haven't made that thus yet. We haven't been able to make planks so far, or lumber for that matter. So with a saw, you can now take these logs, put them in your inventory here. This is just a conversion to the normal Minecraft wood for this mod pack, but if we put a saw here, now you see we can make lumber. Now, using 2 gravel and 2 lumber in this fashion, you'll get a TerraFirmaRescue workbench, which unlocks these slots here. So that's really nice. And for this series, since if you die, you will lose it. But since in this series, of course, if we die, that's the end. So that won't matter too much. But there's another way to make a workbench. If we do a workbench here, that's the wrong one actually. Crafting table. Make it a crafting table. You have to take some stone and lumber, and that's how you make the actual physical crafting table, which we might make just for aesthetics sake or for easiness. But so we can just click on that to get that checked off. We'll have to make this for the quest anyways, so that's something we'll have to do. I made a stone hammer because I saw some skeletons. Here we have a prospector's pick. Let's check that off. If it'll let me. Oh, and unfortunately, it looks like this one needs a copper prospector's pick. So that's a tad bit annoying. I wonder if there was, I know there was a quest somewhere for that. I know I said I wouldn't pick anything up from the quests. Here, this will explain how columns work and supports work. This explains all the different rock types and how that all works. But I'll skip past that and bring it up when it's convenient. Looks like this quest is going to actually need a copper one, which kind of sucks. I can make that later though, since we'll eat through the prospector's pick pretty quick. Let's cover this up with the proper dirt, since I probably won't be needing that. But so for now that we have all of this, I can actually start on the house. So let me collect some wood, and once we have enough of the logs, let me just collect all these log piles real quick so that they are here in my inventory. We'll move them over. But yeah, I think I approximately need about like 120, which is maybe like 8 log piles, and right now I can make 4 of these with acacia logs. So once I get what I think is approximately the amount of logs I need, enough deforestation from the back, we'll come back and start building the house. Already chopped down quite a few trees. We're now at 11 log piles, so that's pretty good. Let me take some of these to get started with the frame of the house. What I like to do with these houses is usually, since this has a footprint of, internally it's 6 by 8, so that means the outside is 8 by 10. What I like to do is give both sides two spaces for just like a walkway area. So for example here, I'll give it a space, so I'll start building 2 from this edge right here. And of course 2 from here. So 1, 2, I'll be building on this row. Take some of this. And then 1, 2, start building probably right around here. There you go. So let's see. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another one right here. You probably don't want to watch me build up this entire thing. So now that you sort of see how this goes, I will start building this up and get that house going. But in the meantime, I actually do have a few things I want to do before that, because I forgot that I needed a chisel. And a chisel is what you use to, you can do many things with a chisel, but one of the more important things that I need to do is carve out the different blocks I need for the roof of the house, and I'll show you that, but that's pretty important, and also to make some smooth stone, so that'll be important. But in order to do that, of course, I will need a chisel mold, which is actually very simple. All you do here is just draw a straight line down. Bam, that's chisel mold. So there we go, a nice chisel mold. And actually, since I'm going to be smelting this and don't want to waste it, I don't really want to make more of these vessels since I'll be making chests soon. I will need another space for melting down. I might just make these molds right here and make it simple. So make these normal molds. That'll always be a good place to fill up this stuff. Fill up these vessels here in the meantime. Let's see which one of these is relatively empty that I can borrow. I know one of these is. There we go. Okay, so this is one here. Let me collect some more copper over here. 9 more units. And then we will have our chisel. And we'll be pretty much set for now until we make some gets goes mining for some more copper and get more of the actual material we need. And actually, since I'm here, I've noticed that there's some tetrahedrite here, so might as well just mine that out for some quicker ores. And notice how the tetrahedrite mined out, it's a little different. It looks a little bigger, and the ore here is just the normal ore, which means 25 units. And I saw some rich tetrahedrite over here. Not here, but let me mine this out just for the sake of it, so then I have some. But over here, I fill up my inventory so quick. But I found some rich tetrahedrite by the looks of it, if I remember where I saw that ore sticking out. It was here somewhere. There we go. Rich tetrahedrite. So if I mine out this rich tetrahedrite, it's a lot bigger, and it's got 35 units. Poor will have 15, so that's pretty good. In the chert areas, I think the ores are pretty sparse, so even though I found some ores just on the surface, there's probably not going to be like a huge vein of it. But nonetheless, that'll aid in the making of our bronze. So this will be 50 units right there. I need 40 more. So if I take 2 from here, that makes it 90 plus that is 100. So let's toss that in there. And also, oh yeah, I'll need some more of that, more of this wood to make this pit kiln. Let's have this going though. That'll be nice. All right. So I'll get started building, and I'll cut to whenever there's something more important happening. All right, as the night continues, I just want to show you guys a few things about what I'm going to do in case you're following along and wondering how to do these things. I think I see monsters, which is kind of bad there. But first, how do you make these planks? Well, if you take these lumber and just put them in a 2x2 here, you get planks. So that's how you make those. I'm kind of scared. Behind me? Question mark? That's not great. Okay. Yeah, this is not nice. I really need to stay in this area a little longer and make this place safer. But anyways, so there is that. And also, this is what I mean by the hevea logs turning into sycamore. If I take the saw and chop this up, it becomes sycamore lumber, which is interesting because most of these woods have their own lumber. But because this is a different mod, Surgeons, TFC Tech add-ons, it's like an extra different type of lumber, different type of wood. It creates this lumber, so then I can just use this. Bam! Now I have the lumber that I need right there. So that's that I wanted to show you. Looks like the zombie saw me, so that's not great. Let me craft a few more of these very quick because this will eat through durability so fast. And since this is 1.7, I'll be able to sort of wrap it. That's not nice. That's not nice. There we go. Yeah, so that eats through the durability of the axe pretty quick, so that's why I needed to do that. But, yeah, that's not fun. I dropped something. I really hope there's nothing else here, because I do not want to fight anything else. That's just stone, which is from another mod. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, hopefully daytime comes along. So make sure you have axes handy, because zombies suck. Did want to make a sword. I was tempted to, but that'll just waste bronze, precious bronze I need early on for anvils, which I'll show later. But so here is the bronze chisel. I'll need to have the hammer in the hotbar with it in order to use this functionality. Right here, if you notice in the bottom right side of the scroll bar here, of the hotbar, you'll see that there's what looks like a stair, and this will create stairs. So I'm not going to use it right now because none of these are actually going to be stairs. If I click M, I believe, although it was broken in creative mode when I was using it, so it's not working right now. But usually, you would be able to scroll through the different menu options. That's not the right one. so I'll have to mess around with it, but you can make smooth stone, you can make, you can do some finer details, or you could shave off like slab faces. And actually, let me see if I can fix this real quick to get this working, because I do need some smooth stone for the crafting table and for other purposes that I want to show you guys. Be back in a bit. Alright, so it looks like the only way to fix this issue, oh, that's a little concerning, the only way to fix this issue of the chisel not scrolling through the different types, and it seems like I still haven't fixed it, which is a bummer. There we go. Alright, so first thing, don't have conflicting keys. So if you go into the controls here, when I have mine set to M, so I put this as M as well. Notice that this is red. If you have conflicting keys that are supposed to do two different things, then that won't work. So just hit escape and it'll become nothing. I've set all mine that I'm not using right now to nothing, and I'll add them back in later. So that's what I'd like to do. But now notice that the M is working. But if it's still not working, you'll need to shut down your current window and open it back up again. So a little annoying, but that's what you'll have to do. So right now this is in a smooth mode. So if I go up to the rock here, since I'll be carving away at this pretty soon, you have to have a hammer in your hotbar as well as the chisel. But if you right click on this stone right here, it'll become a smooth variant. So now I can just pick this up. Bam, there we go. So I'll need a few of these smooth variants there. The next one is the stair mode. So this will take out, notice the red outline, it'll take out about 1/8 of the block. If I go into detail, this is actually slab mode, so it'll take out about 2 pixel worth layers here. 8 of these layers will take out an entire block, but now you can make detailed layers. And last but not least, we have this detailed mode, which is it'll take out 8 pixels worth of the block. So you can make some pretty intricate and cool details with these TerraFirmaCraft blocks. But I'll use smooth since I'll be needing that for other things as well. And notice that if I just break normal smooth stone, let me see, where's a good one to break? Right here. If I just break this, it'll just drop the rocks of it. So how do we get this actual stone here? Well, if I mine this out, in order to do it, actually, before I mine it out, you'll need to free it from any sort of any solid block on all sides. So cube has 6 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are air. This last one, if I mine it out, bam, it'll just pop right off. So that's how you get the normal stone variants here. But what I want to do here is actually make the physical crafting table, since that is a quest and unlock some other things, and I'll just plop it down somewhere over here, probably here for now. So if I take the smooth, or just normal stone, whatever you have, actually I think I might need normal stone, never mind. All right, here we go. So taking this normal stone and 2 of the lumber here, I still messed up, wait a sec. Did I do this wrong? It's just in the wrong place, I think. There we go. So actually, if I used smooth, that would have worked. That's great. I don't think I'll be using smooth, so let's use up that smooth real quick. But here we have a crafting table. So let's get that checked off in the quest list. Notice that we have tier 0 unlocked, which is the Bronze Age. So let me complete this. And boom, we have now the Bronze Age unlocked. So this is about climate. The z-axis is roughly where we look at the equator, basically, and it'll tell you different information here. So I'm in a hot area, which means that I think food will grow fast, but it's also dry, so that might not be accurate. But food will decay fast, that's for sure. Unless I make an ice cellar, which I will in a later episode. For now, we just want the house built. So let me just plop you right down here. What else do we have here? Buckets. I'll get to that later. I do want to make the spruce barrels though, because I will need to make mortar, which will be used to make the bricks that I will need for the fireplace, which is going to be right about here. So I'll need to make some space for that here. But let me finish building out the house now that it's daytime, and I'll come back whenever I have something new to share. All right, so I realized that while it's still raining, it started raining a little bit into this, but while it's still raining, I'll want to show you guys some things about the barrels here. So if I make some lumber here, how do we make barrels? Barrels are made by doing this, making this sort of cauldron shape for a normal recipe. Here we get some acacia barrels. So I actually need 5, so let me make all that into barrels. There we go. Let's get that quest done. So with these barrels, it'll be important because while it's raining, it'll fill up the barrels, which is really nice because I don't want to use up water there. Water is a non-renewable resource here. So until I get into late game, I will want to have these barrels out here. And I'll just toss them right here out in the rain. So notice that they will start filling up. And I can always empty them later in the GUI. See, so, but I want these to fill up when it's raining so that we can make some other things out of it. In order to make the mortar, I actually need some flux. So I do need to go search around for some stones that I can crush down into flux. But with this water here, I won't have to worry too much about it there. So I'll just let that collect for now and finish building up this house, which will take a little minute, but we're getting there. And of course, making ladders is just how you would think it normally is, so that's good there. But making doors, on the other hand, normally you'd be able to use 6 lumber. Let me just make more lumber. In normal TFC, you can just do this to make doors, but here, door recipe is actually a little harder due to the expert mode crafting recipes and also GregTech integration here. So if I go into door, take a look at the recipe, we need a wood ring and a wood screw and a screwdriver, so it's a very involved recipe for doors. So that will not be there for a while. And while I was at it, I planted some of the Hevea saplings because I ran out of it, and it's got 9 days, so it'll take a little while unless I go and search for more of those trees somewhere, which I probably should. I probably will while I'm searching for different stones and ores anyways, but that just means this house may or may not be complete this episode, but I will continue building and cut to whenever there's something more interesting going on, or if I have some more things to show you guys. Alright, so while building here, I messed up a little bit, so it's a perfect time to show you what happens when you modify a TFC block. Most blocks, certain blocks you can't use chisels on, but this is planks you can use chisels on, but what happens when you break this block is that it just disappears. And actually, when you use a chisel on something like this, a pickaxe becomes the best tool to break it with, even though it says axe right here. Notice how it breaks a lot faster and you don't get anything back. So be careful when you're using the chisel, because your hard work might go to waste if you're not careful. So just keep that in mind when you're building with a chisel. Alright, I got this house partially built out. All the acacia parts are in. It's all chiseled away. Ate through a good chunk of my chisel there. But all the acacia is there. I've got 12 logs left, so that was quite log intensive, but luckily I gathered enough. Now I just need to go find some flux to make the bricks for this chimney area that I want to make for the cooking area. I also need glass, which will come later on, so the glass won't be in here for a while. But also the sycamore planks, which means I'll need to either find more Hevea trees or find sycamore or wait for those trees to grow. But for now, that will be the end of this episode. We've got this house mostly built out here. So that'll be it for here. Next episode, I'll probably start grinding through more of the quests, go collecting more materials, although that'll probably be off stream, start showing some of the mining mechanics in TFC and in TerraFirmaRescue. But that'll be it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this episode enjoyable, and if you think other people would benefit from this, then consider liking this video. If you think that I'm someone that you want to see more content from, consider subscribing. Anyways, thank you so much for all your support. Stay humble, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.